All right, let's jump right in. We're going to deconstruct the philosophy behind one of the most influential books of the last decade, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. But we're not just going to list the rules, we're going to dig into the deep worldview that they're all built on.
So, right off the bat, the book throws a real curveball at an idea most of us just take for granted. We all chase happiness, right? We kind of organize our whole lives around it. But what if that's the wrong target? What if aiming for happiness is actually setting ourselves up for failure?
To make this point, Peterson brings in a heavy hitter, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, a man who knew a thing or two about suffering, having survived the Soviet gulags. He called the idea that we're created for happiness a pitiful ideology. Ouch. He said it just completely falls apart the second life gets hard. So that begs the question, if it's not happiness, then what are we supposed to be aiming for?
Well, the answer is right there in the book's subtitle. It's an antidote to chaos. The alternative to chasing happiness isn't misery, it's pursuing meaning. Because meaning, now that's something that can hold up when things get tough. It's what helps us withstand the suffering and chaos that are just part of life. Now, to really get this whole pursuit of meaning thing, we have to kind of shift how we see the world. Peterson argues that our ancient ancestors didn't look around and see a bunch of stuff, a place of objects to be studied. No, they saw a stage, a drama, and we are the actors in it.
And this drama of life, this experience we all live in, is basically a push and pull between two huge primal forces. These are ideas that have been represented in myths and symbols for, well, forever.
On one hand, you've got order. Think of this as everything you know. It's your home, your family, the rules of society. It's structure, familiarity, predictability. And then you've got chaos. That's the unknown. It's where creativity and new things come from, but it's also where danger lies. It's the unexpected, the unexplored. It's a lot like the ancient idea of yin and yang, right? Two sides of the same coin.
And here's the absolute key, the secret sauce, if you will. Meaning isn't found by hiding in the safety of perfect order. And it's definitely not found by getting lost in total chaos. Nope. Meaning is discovered right on the edge, on that razor-thin line between the two. That is the path we have to walk. I know. Walk the line between order and chaos sounds pretty out there, right? A little abstract. So how do we make this real? Well, the book gives us a very, very old guide to help us figure it out, and you're not going to believe what it is.
Yup, a lobster. Seriously. So you're probably thinking, what on earth can a 350 million-year-old crustacean teach me about success and failure in my life? Well, as it turns out, a whole lot, actually. I mean, just think about this for a second. Lobsters have been fighting for status and territory, living in dominance hierarchies for 350 million years. That's ancient. Dinosaurs came and went. We modern humans only showed up a couple 100,000 years ago. As the book points out, these social pecking orders are literally older than trees. That's how fundamental this is.
So here's how it works for them. When two lobsters fight, the winner's brain gets a big shot of serotonin. It stands up tall, puffs out its chest, it's confident. The loser? Its serotonin levels drop. It slumps, it hides, it becomes timid. And this isn't just for show. The winner gets the best shelter, the best food, the best mates. The loser? Well, the loser gets whatever's left over. And before you say, okay, but those are just lobsters, this winner-take-all game is everywhere. It is a harsh reality of life. Just look at us. The richest 85 people in the world have the same amount of wealth as the poorest 3.5 billion people combined. It's the same pattern. And this isn't just about money either. There's a name for it. It's called Price's Law. You see it everywhere. Think about it. A tiny number of scientists published most of the papers. A small handful of composers wrote most of the classical music we still listen to. A few authors sell the vast majority of books. It's this tough, unequal distribution that's just baked into the system. So, okay, life is a drama. Hierarchies are ancient and often unfair. What in the world are you supposed to do about it? Well, that brings us right to rule number 1. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Because, believe it or not, you have a piece of that ancient lobster brain inside you. It's this primitive little status detector, and it's always running. It's constantly scanning, trying to figure out where you fit in the pecking order based on every single interaction you have. And this is where things can get really tricky, because it can create a vicious cycle. It goes like this. You feel down, so you slump. You look to feed it. Then other people subconsciously pick up on that and treat you like you're, well, lower on the ladder. Your ancient brain sees this, hits the brakes on your serotonin, and suddenly you feel more anxious, less confident,
which, of course, just makes you slump more. See the loop? It's a downward spiral. But this is the absolute core of the argument. Standing up straight is not just about, good posture. It's a statement. It's physical, sure, but it's also metaphysical. When you slump, you're physically hiding from the world. You're trying to make yourself small. To stand up straight, with your shoulders back, that's a decision to face life head-on, with all its challenges.
Yeah, that idea of choosing to face it, that's everything. It's the whole point. It's about making a conscious choice to say, okay, life is hard, it can be tragic, but I'm going to engage with it anyway.
And this quote really nails it. It's not about puffing out your chest and pretending you're a winner. It's about looking life right in the eye and accepting its terrible responsibility. You know it's going to be hard, you know you're vulnerable, but you do it anyway.
So, standing tall is basically your way of saying, I'm going to be the one who confronts the chaos. It means you are choosing to take all that scary, unknown potential out there and turn it into something good, into habitable, meaningful order. That is how you create meaning.
So when you boil it all down, it comes back to you. If standing tall is about voluntarily picking up weight to give your life structure and meaning, then the question becomes, what burden would you choose to bear?